Hi there. This is a video detailing my project of making food from microbes, and of course I made bread. I'm more of a baker anyway, although I've never really done bread by hand. I've always just used a machine, but I've definitely felt more comfortable making something like that as opposed to trying my hand at making beer or something like that. Maybe another day. I used active dry yeast, and the other ingredients were pretty simple: warm water, sugar, salt, flour, and some vegetable oil. Actually, I believe it called for canola oil, but all I had was vegetable. I think it's pretty much the same. Anyway, the microbes involved in making it was, of course, the yeast. And you have to activate the yeast with warm water, dissolve it in there so it gets it all ready to do something, get it ready for action. And then you add in sugar. Just a little bit of sugar. It's not a sweet bread, it's a plain bread. But sugar's sole purpose is to feed that yeast. Give it something to eat, something to grow on. And then you add in all the other ingredients. Let it set in a warm spot where the yeast is reacting and creating carbon dioxide. And that's causing making the bread rise, the dough rise. Because when you open it up, when you take it out, and this, I believe it was an hour and a half, from a warm environment, it's doubled in size. It's just risen just from sitting there. You have to knead it up some more and put it in their little loaf containers and let them rise again. Now it's I should have wrote down the questions. It's continuing to produce more CO2, more carbon dioxide, with the warmth, which is making it rise and giving it the spongy texture. And then, of course, you bake it, and hopefully it's okay. The yeast that causes it to rise, but the bakers use the strains, and I'm going to butcher this, Saccharomyces cerevisiae, which is specific for baking. It's not the same kind you'd use in making beer or making cheese. It's just kind of you'd use for bread. And they package more than you really kind of need, so that you create enough carbon dioxide fast enough to basically get ahead of the spoilage bacteria. So you take care of the rising that you want, and then you never get to the time of the spoilage bacteria ruining the product that you just made. And I've never done it by hand before, as I said. And I would say it's turned out okay. A little dense. Maybe I kneaded it too much. I'm not sure. I actually taste it. It's not bad. I'll go with the little lighter bread. I probably would try making this again. I know a lot of pie, bread, all that kind of stuff. It takes practice to not have a heavy hand. So, I think I would try this again. It's been kind of a fun experiment. I like telling my kids that I was making microbes that they were going to be eating, and they were pretty grossed out by that. Surely I'm forgetting something in the questions. But that was my thing. I did bread. I did some videos of the bread making process itself. But the camera kept starting and stopping, and I don't really know how to implement that into the video. So hopefully we'll all learn something together. I think it'd be kind of fun to try making my own cheese, but I don't know that I have the room for that.